Hi, Izzy.
Hello.
It's great to see you. I'm sorry I had to miss last week. I unfortunately got sick. I think I picked something up when I went to my brother-in-law's graduation. So,
Uh, Hope you're feeling better.
oh, I am. Thank you. Well, I think I was due because I hadn't been sick for quite a while. So the last time I got that sick was last summer. So
Mm,
I felt like, I had a good run there. So
yeah.
so yeah, just pick something up. So thank you so much for your understanding. But it's great to see you again this week. How's
Good to
everything
see.
been?
It's been going great so far.
Good.
Having a
Did you
good
guys
summer.
Oh, good. I'm glad. Did you guys have a good holiday weekend with Father's Day and everything?
Yeah, we just had like a little simple dinner, like pizza and
Nice.
beer.
Yeah, just like family time. I love that. Well,
Exactly.
pizza and beer might be simple, but it's a classic.
Uh-huh.
I don't know how you can go wrong with that.
Yeah.
I feel like if you asked, if you were like, what are you in the mood for? Like, pizza is always something I will be in the mood for.
Mhm.
Alrighty. So, thinking about what we've been working on and kind of where we've been at the last couple lessons, what were you thinking of to work on today? I had some ideas, but I'd also love to hear just kind of what you were thinking.
Well, actually, I haven't thought of anything because it feels like we've done a lot and like so much already. Like,
No, yeah, absolutely we have. I was looking back at some of my notes from the last couple sessions that we had. I do have some of the scripts we had been working on previously that we had said we might
yeah, and
come
I have
back
been
to and continue working on.
sure.
So I'd love to hear where those are at. Oh, you know what? I copied and pasted wrong. So this one just goes till be mine. So it stops before
Don't worry,
another
I've got it
day.
all up on my screen
Oh,
on my
perfect. You've
end.
already got it. Yeah, I'd love to hear the ones that you were practicing and working on over the last couple weeks and just kind of see where we're at with those, and then we can figure out where we want to go from there.
All right.
Perfect.
Let's see. So I'll do the one with the be mine part.
Okay.
That's Victor Van Dor from The Corpse Bride.
Yes.
I don't know why I just said that in a British accent, but
Hey, that's all right. It
it
was
takes place in
fun.
London, so all right. Now with this one, I'm kind of like basing my voice more on like the actual character himself, like very shy, timid,
Okay.
and like very like, oh, like this is all wrong. Wait,
Mm.
let me try this one more again. So like kind of like losing the confidence, but then as he's like doing his full vows, he's like built up more confidence.
Yeah. Okay. I like
So
that. Yeah, it has an
so like
arc
starting
to
off,
it. Yeah.
yeah, very starting off like slow and shy until building up to brave and bold. So it really shouldn't be all that difficult. It's just a few simple vowels. With this hand, I will take your wine. No. With this hand, I will cup your. Oh, goodness, no. With this, with this, with this candle, I will, I will set your mother on fire. Oh, it's no use. With this hand, I will lift your sorrows. Your cup will never empty, for I will be your wine. Ah, Mrs. Evergott, you look ravishing this evening. What's that, Mr. Evergott? Call you Dad? If you insist, sir. With this candle, I will light your way in darkness. With this ring, I ask you to be mine.
Oh, awesome. I definitely can hear the work that you've put into this. I felt like this time was a lot more, it felt very sure of yourself. Like last time I felt like it sounded like you were thinking a little bit more about what you wanted to do with it, and this time it flowed much more fluidly. So I really liked that feeling of being very sure of yourself and just like following your instincts and just running with it, right? Without having to kind of be like, okay, what am I going to do there?
Yeah.
Really, really nice. I also felt like the accent sounded like you were a lot more grounded in that this time. How did you feel about it?
Yeah, I felt like the exact same thing.
Yeah, really, really nice with that. Was there anything that you noticed that you would say you especially felt had improved from last time we met?
Yeah, so like being more like being more bold and more physical, because I feel like physicalness also helps with like my voice too.
Okay, yeah. So So engaging the physical self, embodying the character, then can kind of translate into being more expressive vocally. And I would say that utilizing that, even as a voice actor, can be really, really helpful. The only thing you have to be look out for, I would say, if you're in a recording booth with a mic and things, is sometimes
Mhm.
when you're doing gestures, you might like slap your leg or something or shuffle your feet, and then that'll be picked up by the mic. But as long as we're careful to gesture and make facial expressions and use movement that doesn't like make any noises, then it works great. So, because otherwise it can be picked up while we're talking, and then it's like, oh man, we gotta redo that. But physicality can work really, really well. So I love that you're using that. I did notice that the physical expressiveness had grown a lot. So awesome. That's a little nugget that we want to tuck away in your brain and be like, all right, remember that. That helps me when I'm doing
Right.
that. Do you feel like that especially helps when you're doing accents, or do you feel like it also can be helpful when you are, um, doing characters that are very similar to you as well? Like, do you feel like specifically with doing more of that accent work, you found that helpful, or do you feel like just
Yeah.
across the board it's always helpful, or especially in those situations?
Yeah, I felt like it's all of those
Mhm.
actually.
Okay, yeah, all of them. So across the board. So then just kind of knowing that of yourself, going, this is a tool that is very helpful to me. So, and that makes a lot of sense because like you've done theater programs and performing and stuff in more like live settings, right? Prior to doing more of the voice acting focus, right?
Right.
Yeah, so you're used to that. You're used to using your whole body to engage and express. As a voice actor, whatever tools help us create that world with our voice, use them. If it's like, oh, if I, you know, tilt my
Yeah.
head, that helps me with that. Or if I kind of hunch over, it helps me get into this character. Or if I, you know, stand with my hands on my hips and my chest puffed out, it helps me with this character. Do it. If there are things that help you get into that. So yeah, especially for character work, I find the facial expressions, the posture, the gesturing can be really, really helpful. Awesome. Good. That was so improved. I loved that. Do you want to try our Squidward one?
Sure.
All right, let's do it.
Another day, another migraine. I wake up every morning with a faint, fading hope that perhaps, just perhaps, today will be will be the day someone appreciates true art, real culture, a delicate clarinet solo, a tasteful abstract self-portrait, a salad without jellyfish on it. But no, what do I get? Hey, Squidward, wanna go jellyfishing? Hey, Squidward, I made you a Krabby Patty shaped like a jellyfish. Hey, Squidward, I painted your house pink while you were sleeping. It's exhausting. And being the only beacon of taste in a sea of sponge-fueled chaos. I could have been a world-renowned musician, a gallery-owning genius. But no, I'm flipping Krabby Patties for a creature who thinks mayonnaise is an instrument. Still, when I close my eyes and play my clarinet, even for just a moment, I remember who I am. A tortured soul, a misunderstood visionary. And maybe, just maybe, if I play loud enough, I wouldn't have to hear SpongeBob laughing. I need a vacation, a new dimension.
Oh, I loved that. Ah, the voice was amazing. I thought that it actually sounded a lot more like Squidward to me. I love the
Really?
nasality. It sounded kind of like I don't know, like puffy cheeks almost. Like you were doing a shape with your mouth that worked really well to kind of create the sound. And like internally the shapes with like the vowels and the placement was working really really nicely. I loved the nasality. The attitude of the character felt a lot more like consistent, like that you stayed in character throughout. Whereas last time I felt like sometimes it kind of like fell out of character at moments and then I felt like it got more connected again. Whereas this time I felt like I stayed with it the entire time. Like I was with you in the story and was like, like everything you said, I clearly heard and felt like I was on that journey with you. It didn't feel prepared to me. It felt like this was all happening for the character. The character is discovering all of this in the moment. So, a lot of really positive things. How did you feel about it?
Yeah, I felt extremely proud of it.
Yeah, I love that. So then, mm, so then, what would you say is maybe the number one thing that you noticed that felt different or that you focused on doing differently than the last lesson?
Like I kind of did like what I did. Another thing that helps me when it comes to voice acting is also the facial features. That's
Oh,
also like
okay.
when I says here but no, what do I get? I kind of more when it comes to that grumpy nasally kind of sound, I kind of do like a little like wide open space in my mouth that sounded more like he's almost like yelling like, but no! What do I get?
Yes, I agree. Well, part of why the facial expressions are so helpful is that, you're changing your mouth shape, you're changing how open or closed your jaw is. Maybe like by wrinkling up your nose and helps you find the nasality, or you lift your eyebrows and maybe you find more of a heady space, right? So, the facial expressions also help us with kind of focusing into different resonant spaces and creating different shapes, vibrating the sound through differently. And so the facial expressions really do help and aid in creating these different character voices. So I love that you were playing with that more. I really liked it. Was there anything that you would want to change about that, or did you feel like you were pretty happy with that?
I'm pretty happy with that.
Okay, nice. Good. So then, awesome. So did you have another one that you had worked on that you wanted to share with me?
Well, this is kind of like off topic, but
Okay.
since you brought up musical, like theater,
Mhm.
so I'm
Yeah.
kind of like whenever I get like a character like I've never like heard about like from a musical
Mhm.
or play that I've never seen before, like and I
Mhm.
get it, like I try to like come up like I kind of have like this little ideas. I kind of like read about like their little descriptions in like the slip and like think about,
Yeah.
okay, so he's like feeling like this way. Okay, so what's a voice I could do to represent that? So yeah, come up with like
Mm.
characters for like come up with like voices for characters like I've never even played nor heard of before.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. Good.
And one
So,
of them I have here is like from the play The Tempest by William Shakespeare, Stefano
okay.
or Stefano.
That's a challenging one.
Yeah, I like to take on a bit of challenges
I
too.
love that. All right, so you want to work on this one today. Yeah, that's a really big stretch from what we've been working on, but I love that. Let's give you a new challenge.
All right, let's see. Enter singing, but I'm not gonna be singing. I'm just gonna like be more like reciting it. A bottle in
Okay.
the hand. I shall no more from sea to sea. Here shall I die ashore. This is a very scurvy tune to sing at a man's funeral. Well, well, here's me comfort. The master, the swabber, the boltsman, and I, the gunner and his mate, love Mal, Meg, Marian, and Marjorie. But none of us cared for Kate, for she had the tongue with a tang. We cried to a sailor, "Go hang!" She loved not a savor of tar nor of peach. To then to sea, boys, and let her go hang. This is a very scurvy tune too. But here's me comfort. What's the matter? Have we devils here? Have you put tricks upon with savages? And man have I did? Ah, I have not escaped drowning to be afeard now of your forelegs. For it hath been said, as proper a man give crown, and it shall be said so again while Stefano beats as nostrils. This is some monster of the isle with four legs, who have I got, as I take it, a negu. Where the devil should he learn our language? I will give him some for leave if that be it not. If I can recover him and keep him tamed, and to get to Naples with him, he's a present for any emperor that ever trod on neat's leather. He's in his fit now, and does not talk after the wisest. He shall taste of my bottle. If he never drunk wine before, and it will go near to remove his fit, if I can recover him and keep him tamed, I will not take too much for him. He shall pay for him. He shall pay for him that have him, and that soundly. Cup your ways, open your mouth. Here's that which has, here's that which give a language to you, cat. Open your mouth. This will shake it. I can tell you that soundly. You cannot tell who's your friend. Open your chops again. And I'm just gonna stop there because we're almost out of time.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, I think that's a great start to this. All right, so let's talk a little bit about who this character is, where they are, what's happening here. So who are you and who are you talking to at this moment?
So it says in this play, like, I'm like the king's butler, like, and like, we just got washed up on a shore on this island here. So we're kind of like a
Yes.
little bit of castaways. And
Mm-hmm.
since he's like known for like having a bottle in his hand, so he's probably like a fan of wine and getting drunk by it. And
Yeah.
being like a sort of like a drunk ditzy character, I've never even played that in my life.
Yeah. Oh, awesome. Okay, so then, okay, so how do you feel? So you're the butler, but how do you feel about the person that you serve?
Like I feel like a bit well, being that I'm a bit on the little ups like a little tipsy side, I'm kind of feel like I'm like all over the place, so definitely I feel happy and proud to be like the butler of like someone who's like royalty. But now that we've landed on like this deserted island, I'm like kind of feeling like a little lost on where I am or where I'm
Mm.
going.
Yeah. So So in this moment, how do you feel? So you're drunk, you just landed on the desert island and you serve royalty. So in this particular moment, do you feel like, oh man, I never should have accepted this position? Or do you feel like, oh, this is going to be an adventure? Like, how do you feel about this person in this particular moment?
Well, and then it comes upon like a couple of new characters or some characters like we have met,
Hmm.
and like he's like, "Oh, what is it we have here?" Like I'm like what I thought is like some sort of like castaway or like monster of some sort. But little do I know it's like one of like the wizards, since there's a wizard and there's like one of his servants and then another servant, the king's fool as he's called, who just so happens to be my very good friend, and I'll get read to outline for like for next class. So like I'm like
Yeah.
very confused like at first like to my eyes like with this character I feel like he's like, oh, what is this? Some sort of strange creature of the Sile. Well, this is
Hmm.
very interesting, but I seem like he's a little bit on the traumatized side, this creature, so I'm like, I know. Wine always cures me, so why not it cure him?
So, so, so you see them as like a friend then in this moment, or
Yeah,
do you
like
see
I'm
them as
like
like
not aware of like this
you want
creature.
to
Little do I
comfort
know that.
them, or
Yeah, but little do I know that my friend is also underneath like a cloak that the wizard's servant is like hiding underneath.
yeah, right. You don't know that though. So in this moment, they're like a friend that you want to comfort. So then,
Yes.
um, so you've just wrecked here at this desert island. How did that event make you feel?
I feel like, oh no, this is the end of me. I'm not gonna live for another year or two. I'm not gonna even live like forever. So kind of like traumatized a bit.
Yeah. So that was a pretty traumatic, scary thing. So are you feeling like angry about it? Are you feeling terrified? Are you feeling
I'd
uh
say a little bit terrified.
okay, all right, great. So then what are you trying to get in this moment? What does your character need from this other person? How do you hope they react to what you're saying?
Well, what I hope he like oh my God, I had it in my mind. Kind of like I'm like, but hey, at least I've survived the drowning. So if I can survive anything, I bet you can too. And now with the help of my favorite liquor, I'm sure like things will turn out okay in the end.
Okay, so do you want them like to be like, you're right, it's gonna be okay, or do you want them to comfort you?
I
Um,
feel like doing like everything is okay, like, and maybe I'm like telling him like this so-called my, or not so-called, but my favorite wine is kind of like, so I'm almost like tricking them kind of.
okay. So So you're trying to basically get them to like be like, it's gonna be okay. You're right. And like get up off their rumpus and like have a little more hope and stuff. And that
Yeah,
if they feel better, it's gonna make you feel better because then you won't have to keep taking care of them anymore. Like they'll be all
right.
right. Okay, that's fair. And so then how would you summarize the words you're saying to them? Like in your own language, in today's language, your kind of words. If you were going to say it in your own words, how would you say what they're saying? Like your character is saying.
Like I would be saying things well, let's see, I have not escaped drowning. Like, hey, even though we had a massive shipwreck, at least I didn't get, at least I wasn't caught in a situation of drowning. And like, boy, you seem like really upset about like the whole massacre that just happened. Here. have a little bit of this. Like wine always cheers me up and cures me, so yeah, basically that.
Okay, great. Awesome. So then let's go ahead and go through, and I want you to try it again, thinking about how you would say it and how you would act if you were actually in this person's shoes, in their position.
All
Okay?
right. I mean, I've only got 1 minute,
That's all
so
right. Let's do it. Let's do the chunk that you already did.
all right. I shall know more from sea to sea. Here shall I die ashore. This is a very scurvy tune to sing at a man's funeral. Well, well, here's me comfort. The Butster, the Swabber, the boatsman and I, the gunner and his mate, loved Mal, Meg, Marian and Marjorie, but none of us cared for Kate, for she had the tongue with a tang, would cry to a sailor, "Go hang!" She loved not a sailor of tar nor of pitch, yet a sailor might scratch her where'er did she'd itch, then to see boys that let her go hang. This is a very scurvy tune too. But here's me comfort. What's the matter? Have we devils here? Do you put tricks upon with savages and men of aid? Ah, I have not escaped drowning. To be afraid now of your 4 legs. For it has been said, as proper a man ever went on 4 legs, cannot make him give ground, and it shall be said so again while Stefano breathes at nostrils. This is some monster of an isle with 4 legs, who have I got, as I take it, an ague. What the devil should he learn our language? I will give him some relief, if that be for that. If I can recover him, and keep him tame, and to get to Naples with him, he's a present for any emperor, and that ever trod at Net's leather. He's in his fit now, and does not talk after the wisest. He shall taste of me ball, if he had never drunk wine afore, and it will go near to remove his fit. If I can recover him, and keep him tamed, I will not take too much for him. He shall pay for him that hath him, and that soundly. Go come your ways. Open your mouth. Here's which not have given language to you, cat. Open your mouth. This was shaken or shaken, I can tell you soundly. You cannot tell who's your friend. Open your chops again.
Nice. All righty. Okay, so how was that take different than the first time? How did it feel different to you?
I feel like from this one with my first one, like when it came to like to where like like have we devils here parts, like it kind of feels more like I snap out of my drunk state and like pay attention to like what's happening and
Mm.
like who is this I've just stumbled upon?
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So I definitely felt like the pacing was different this time. I really liked when you would pause and like let it have a little more space and then have a nice sharp shift into a new thing. Um, like you have a line,
I have the lines here.
I think you say a scurvy jig. That
A scurvy
particular line,
tune.
a scurvy tune, yeah. That line I heard completely differently than the first time you did it. I really liked it. Like it was all of a sudden you had like a little shift and then you came back to it and it was a really nice sharp shift that happened. Um, so I really liked those pauses. I liked the like sharp shifts for the character, nice beat changes there. I also felt like the pacing changed a bit that time through. Like there was a little more variety with the pacing, which I was really enjoying. And I felt like it kind of furthered the intention of the characters or the character a little bit more too. It also, to me, felt more like a conversation or a back and forth, like a full-on scene. It felt a little more active, like stuff would be happening as opposed to just, I am standing here delivering a monologue. Like it felt more interactive to me, which
Yeah.
I really liked. Do you feel like you agree with those things? Did it feel similar to
Oh,
that to
definitely.
you?
100%.
Okay, great. So then if you were going to keep working on it this week, what
Uh-huh.
would be your main thing that you're like, I would want to be sure that I kept this or like I utilized this?
Well, definitely like I would see like how like other actors would portray this and see like take away little snatches from this. Like, oh, he raised his voice at this line. Okay, let me see if I could attempt that. Or, well, it's already been done, so oh wait, I think I can do that part. Let me tie that little a little pause in there and stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay, good. Awesome. So then, great. So I think it would be great to work on this again next time. Is there anything else you want to prepare and bring for next time as well? I was thinking it
Sure.
might be good to maybe work more on some scenes, like more back and forth, where it's two different characters and it's like
Sure.
playing off and reacting off a little bit more as well. Do you like that idea?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to try to find a scene to bring in next time as well?
Will do.
Great. Awesome. Sounds like a good plan. Well, I look forward to it. Have a wonderful rest of your week, and I'll see you next Wednesday, okay?
Okay.
All right. Bye, Izzy.
Bye.